And we gon' purge all these demons out. We in the end time. I see your trick. All praise to the Most High. Yahweh Ba Sima Masa Ya Yasa. Abanawa Allah. I vow to live for you. I need a fast. I'm about to make the devil really mad. I got a soul he can never have. I'm on the road on a narrow path. Messiah, my rock, falling no commands. I'ma get up when I fall like a man, like Moses did when he raised his hands. Keeping that oil in my lap is a plane. We in the end times while you playing. I know the angels watching me. Every day I'm really on my knees. Forgive me, Father, for offending thee. I want Messiah to remember me. I ain't trying to depart from me. Plead the blood, watch them demons flee. Show the Father he all I need. I ain't trying to depart from me. We in the spiritual war. Messiah is right at the door. We in the end time, yeah, for sure. It's really time to shop from source. Who gon' receive the spiritual power? I'm gon' send it down like a shower. All in that lamp, candles lit. He gon' destroy this in an hour. I told Satan, get thee behind me. I'm in that secret place, he can't find me. Sending them demons at me, get around me. Open that ocean out, but he can't drown me. Who really living and walking the world? Messiah's coming, what you ain't heard. That fire's coming, you about to burn. He's sending them prophets you don't wanna learn. I vow to live for you. I vow. To make the devil really mad. I got a soul he can never have. I'm on the road on a narrow path. Messiah, my rock, falling no commands. I'ma get up when I fall like a man, like Moses did when he raised his hands. Keeping that oil in my lap is a plane. We in the end times while you playing. I know the angels watching me. Every day I'm really on my knees. Forgive me, Father, for offending thee. I want Messiah to remember me. I ain't trying to depart from me. Plead the blood, watch them demons flee. Show the Father he all I need. I ain't trying to depart from me.
God twang. Yeah. God knows you don't have to be like everybody. It's a broad road. Be careful who you're following. I'm so in love with what you done in my life. There's no way I think I ever could go back again. God knows you don't have to be like everybody. It's a broad road. Be careful who you're following. I'm so in love with what you done in my life. There's no way I think I ever could go back again.
I travel the road with some people don't make it out, but we emerge. Everyday battle, I'm fighting my demons. Live on the promises found in the word. Get rid of doubt, that can be cancer. If you let it seep into your mind, no matter the problem, I carry the answer. It's a fact, he's always on time. I never had a halo, but I got love for the people. Driving around, looked up, saw steeple. Walked inside, right down to the altar. Raised my hands, oh God, I need this. Handing me the word, young man, you read this. What about sin, my son? I bleed this. Grab that mic right there, get busy. Give them truth, that's all they'll see it. Back in the building, we bringing the fire. It's an everyday walk, we will never retire. Don't have to be Sunday for you to get blessed. Turn on the record, you'll think it's a choir. No Kanye, but I've been through the wire. We've all had a struggle, we gotta get through. You ain't gotta be like everybody, believe it and see. You just gotta be you, truth.
God knows you don't have to be like everybody. It's a broad road. Be careful who you're following. I'm so in love with what you done in my life. There's no way I think I ever could go back again. God knows you don't have to be like everybody. It's a broad road. Be careful who you're following. I'm so in love with what you done in my life. There's no way I think I ever could go back again.
Now I know heaven and hell, and I can tell the devil be on my block. Showing me things, pulling my strings, keeping me clutching the Glock. The path is wide, the game is whack. Evils will never return. If you lose your way, you won't pay, and the cost will always burn. Don't trip up and get flipped up. Out here playing the clown. That ain't your fam to bite your hand, putting the food in the mouth. It's a solo show, you need to know. Life is not a race. It's a journey for us to love and trust and chase the wolves away. So come on.
God knows you don't have to be like everybody. It's a broad road. Be careful who you're following. I'm so in love with what you done in my life. There's no way I think I ever could go back again. God knows you don't have to be like everybody. It's a broad road. Be careful who you're following. I'm so in love with what you done in my life. There's no way I think I ever could go back again.
Spend so much time getting this money, never realized them the faces of slave owners. Niggas a snake on you, he got shot in the face over slave owners. White people smile in my face, they the children of slave owners. They all fake, I hate them all, stole our history straight from us. Buying designer clothes from families traced back to slave owners. The Jewish man a bitch, they bought the land so we can't own it. They ain't get bought to slavery on no ships, like we ain't noticed. Deuteronomy 28, explain us leaving Cape Coast. Straight boats, they stole our name and our history straight from us. King James was black and Christ was too. Man, they straight bogus, but playing with the children's roulette while it's loaded. I pray your day is closer, like bang, blow your brains open. The goal is keep us slaves with the paper. Putting drugs in the streets to keep us chasing. Yeah, keep the men out the house while they children stay growing. Make it war with each other so divisions stay focused. Control the media to make them hate us. If we teach them hate theyself, they'll never make it. Yeah, discriminate them at the job and lock them up for selling drugs. If we keep on teaching hate, they will never learn to love.
They put demons all in our face, rose up idols all in our state, destroyed our mind with all of they talent, all and they piling on what they hate. Now we dying so they've raised to teach us lies with all that they say. That goes from schools to the media, designed to change the way you think and the way you pray, the words you speak and the money you pay for the things you get and the people don't know. So we marry their kids and we change our codes and the things don't grow when the kids get rich. Lose that money and the wife and kids and they start back over. This is a trap for a show, then they sell you music by the trap life. Seem like living in the trap life though. We don't get paid from the money they grow. We get pennies on the dollar, my bro. We get pennies on the dollar, my bro. Sometimes I really wanna holler at my bro. Tell them that we've been played on the low. We still slaves and they still own. We still slaves and they still own us.
The goal is keep us slaves with the paper.
Us.
Putting drugs in the streets to keep us chasing. Yeah, keep the men out the house while they children stay growing. Make it war with each other so divisions stay focused. Control the media to make them hate us. If we teach them hate theyself, they'll never make it. Yeah, discriminate them at the job and lock them up for selling drugs. If we keep on teaching hate, they will never learn to love.
My water straight from the throne. We built the altar with the unhewn stones. Home through the city, all we see is these bones. So my face like flint till I wake a couple souls. A prophet hated by his own, so the father sent his son to bring the tribes of Jacob home. Jumping through these traps, cause they trying to see us gone. But we walking through the fire just like dangling his bones. From every sheep to her zone, we stay inside the book because the book is all we own. Heritage and you better hold it on. We like David fighting giants with no armor and a stone. We face east cause a car home. We face east just to call home. We can't sleep till we all home. We won't rest till they all gone. So I guess that we be calling out they all bones. Bless the seed, invest the deep in the laws of our God. Make us Elohim, Shema, Warapah, all the side the king. Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashah, Nagin. Bless the seed, invest the deep in the laws of our God. Make us Elohim, Shema, Warapah, all the side the king. Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashah, Nagin. From every sheep to the books in Greek, the dragon took the sheep. Then the book complete. The father looked for peace, but we shouldn't the beast. Now we up until our power put the hook in cheek. Shema, Yasha Allah, Abanawa, Yahweh, Ahad. He the tower till he give us the power of God. Though in the tower you will never devour a tribe. The Lord despised all you devils, your hours arrived. Bless the seed that kept the peace. Never forgot the poor and he kept the feast. He trying to dodge destruction, they can't stop the seed. Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashah, Nagin. Bless the seed that kept the peace. Never forgot the poor and he kept the feast. Trying to dodge destruction, they can't stop the seed. Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashah, Nagin.
All right, yo, shalom, shalom, shalom to Israel, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. It is Wild Out Wednesday. Man, hope everybody's doing good. Hey, brother Shemai, how you doing, bro? How's it going?
I'm all right. Shalom, shalom. All praise to the Most High God of Israel.
That's right. All praises to the Most High for allowing us to see another one of these days, man. Make it through another day, not just allowing us to see through or see another day. Slagia. See, ain't that tripping? But that's all right. We go. Hey, that monkey don't stop no show. Oh, I'm having internet issues. Hey, so Shemai, if I blank out, just go ahead and speak, man. My internet seems to be tripping right now. But nevertheless, hey, like I said, it's late out there in the East Coast, so hey, we go do the show and we go, man, make it do what it do. Before we do that, though, I do want to give a couple shout outs. Couple commercials. So we got brothers doing big things. I do want to show the brothers book. If y'all ain't caught that book yet, you going off, man. If you ain't went and got the brothers book yet, you are going off. I'm gonna say that again. The brother, Captain Yonatan, hey man, he put together a good book. Y'all need to get that book. I'm gonna throw that commercial up for it.
This that future black. I'm talking real black leaders bring the future.
All right. If y'all ain't got the book yet, go get the book, man. Support your peoples. It's a good book anyway. The brother put time and effort into it. It just ain't no raggedy book. Hey, it's a good book, man. So go get the book. And then we got our other brother, Captain Shaquat, with his smooth like butter. All
right, so I just got something in the mail from my brother Shaquat out there in San Francisco, man. Smooth like butter, man. Smooth like butter. Yo, let me let you see what it look like. All right, the whipped cream, whipped body butter is what they call it. Yo, it smells good. It really smells good. Go check it out, man. All right, I got it on right now. It feels good. My skin glowing, the whole 9 yards. Go get you some of this smooth like butter. Show it to you again. SMUVLIKEBUTTA.com. Smoothlikebutter.com. All right, y'all go copy.
All right, so get that, man. Smooth like butter and go
vouch for that
get.
One.
You said you ain't got it?
I said I can vouch for that. The smooth like butter.
Oh, Con, you got you some?
Yeah, I got some like
all praises. all praises to the Most High. So without further ado, yo, let's get into this. We're gonna shout some people out. Because like as always, y'all could be anywhere, but y'all here on Wild Out Wednesday, with us. All right. So Shemai, if you could, brother, shout the people out. Baba Kasha.
Travel Zebulon, Shalom at one. Zanaya, Shalom. Boaz, Shalom. Boaz again. Sister El Issachar, Shalom, sis. Nadia, Shalom. Carla Taylor, Shalom. Captain Shaquat, Shalom. Captain Jonathan, Shalom. Officer Kadar, Shalom. Jezreel, Shalom. Officer Knox, Shalom. John Gilchrist, Shalom. David Weeks, Shalom.
Hey, Sister Joanne, hope you feeling good. Hope you doing better in as far as your health goes, sis.
Barazia, Shalom. Sister El again, Shalom, sis. Captain Jonathan, Shalom.
He said my mom's, but he must be talking about some of that smooth like butter.
Con. Laura Harris, Shalom.
Oh, we got her. Sorry, sister. Sorry.
Captain Aharon, Shalom. Man, I forgot her name. What was it again?
Ayasha.
Ayasha, Shalom, sis. Ain't seen you in a minute.
All right, and that's everybody right there. So anybody who we didn't get, if I missed you, Salakia, please forgive me. Baba Kasha, and everybody that's go tune in later and watch this. But the class today, is going to be a part 2 from the class I did week before last, where we was talking about hell and really kind of going into what hell is. So we're gonna do the part 2 for that. We're gonna close that out with some precepts and make sure that you fully understand, if you don't already, what hell is, so that you are fully equipped to be able to deal and combat that Christian doctrine, or the doctrine of Christianity that teaches us that hell is a place in the earth with fire and with demons running around poking you and tormenting you. All right, so we go definitely flesh that thing out. But before we do, as always, it's the last day of the month on the Gregorian calendar. All right, last day of the month of the Gregorian calendar. So we got to get on this day in history on the date of May 31st, right? So on this date in history, May 31st, 1930, and actually we kind of behind because I missed some really big articles that I had that, it probably wouldn't surprise you. Nothing that this devil done did, but I mean, it's some good articles just so that you know. All right. But on this day, May 31st, 1930, Shamai, go ahead and break that down.
White mob lynches 19-year-old black man at Oklahoma jail despite presence of National Guard who were ordered to protect him. On May 31st, 1930, a mob of over 1,000 white men and boys as young as 12 stormed the Grady County Jail in Chickasaw, Oklahoma, and lynched a 19-year-old black man named Henry Argo. The mob shot him in the head and stabbed him despite the presence of the National Guard who were ordered to protect him.
So you know what that means? That means that they allowed them to do it. They let them do it. They moved aside, they moved out the way. The white mob came, hey, give us the boy. We want the boy. And they let them get in after him, right? Because they didn't care, basically. Go ahead.
Mr. Argo had been accused of assaulting a white woman during this era. Race, rather than guilt, made African Americans vulnerable to indiscriminate suspicion and false accusation after a reported crime, even when there was no evidence tying them to an alleged offense. Almost 25% of all lynchings involve allegations of inappropriate behavior between a black man and a white woman that was characterized as assault or sexual assault.
Right.
Any action.
Now, this has always been going on. I mean, and really, this goes back to the time of slavery, till when we were still in shackles and chains. the mistress or the woman, the slave master's wife, all she had to do is say a black man looked at her funny, or he looked at her wrong, or did something else, or said something, that was out of pocket. We've been getting lynched, beat, killed behind these white women. So it blows my mind when I see brothers locking arms with these white women. It blows my mind. Why do you want to be with these devils after all that they done put our people through? And we don't even got to go that far back in history. We can just go back to Emmett Till.
When we go back to the brother who got shot 90 times. Well, the one in New Mexico.
Exactly. We don't have to go back far. They've been doing this. He said, look at Joseph in Egypt. Kind, woman of another nation, right? Stay with your own kind. In fact, we go hit on that today. We go speak on that today, right? But I mean, it is what it is. Y'all see, it's the same old. Again, white mob. It said over 1,000 men came to this prison, and now they had the National Guard there. What is the National Guard doing? Y'all is a division of the military. So it's not even like y'all just had cops that was out there protecting the kid. Y'all had a division of the military out there, and this still happened. It's madness. It's, absolutely madness. You got anything you want to add, Shemai?
No, you need to stay away from the women of the other nation, man.
Point blank, period.
We got too much history of us getting killed over them.
Right. Facts. So with that, I do want to go into this video again. We had brought it out last time. So in talking about hell, in that last class, I said that the Bible uses 3 different words for the word hell. All right. Now y'all can go and do your studies on this on your own, but I am going to give you what those words are. You can look them up. You can see how many times the words are used in the Bible. And we're going to actually show you what hell means. That hell is not a place that's in the center of the earth. Again, where you got demons running around, right? Where there's fire, where you're burning. That's not hell. That's not biblical. That's Greek mythology. That's Catholicism, right? So we're going to get the truth here tonight and really see what it is, right? The 3 words that's used for hell in the Bible. And you've got a pen, paper, definitely take some notes, write it down, man. So the first word is Sheol. Okay. Then you got the word Gehenna, and you got Hades. Those are the 3 words that is used for the word hell, or that's been translated as the word hell in the Bible. So I'm going to play this video again. I played a little bit of it last time. We're going to bring it out now just to watch a little bit of it. We ain't gonna watch this full thing. I don't like this devil, but we'll listen to a little bit of it, and I'm gonna crack it. No sound.
People. There were people literally inside this pit burning. It's the most awful sight to see a person on fire, burning, screaming. The screams were so loud from just millions of people at the top of their lungs screaming.
What were they saying?
Nothing. You can't say anything. You're just screaming in agony. There's no conversation. You don't get to be with people. You're kept isolated and apart. And the demons are tormenting people. You have no conversation. The smells are so foul and putrid, the most disgusting odors.
Now remember, this guy's a pastor, or supposed to be pastor, preacher, and he says that God took him to hell. Hey, that is a great point. Hey, Captain Jonathan just made a great point. How are you screaming but you can't say nothing? All right, that it don't make no sense. How are you able to scream but you can't say nothing? Right? He said, "Wow, it sounds like complete nonsense." It is complete nonsense. It definitely is. All right, so let me. I'm gonna play a little bit more of it. What the brother say? He said he seen this in a dream. Yeah, Khan. He said that he was taken out of the. No, he said he was taken in the spirit. He said the spirit took him. No. Salakia. He said he was in the spirit when he saw this. All right, he said he was in the spirit. Now, where in do we ever see that in the Bible where someone says that they in the spirit and they went to hell, or the Most High showed them hell?
Yeah.
You gotta ask yourself these things. And to all my brothers and sisters that's still in the Christian church, man, y'all gotta start asking questions. You gotta start asking your pastors questions about the things that they are teaching you, right? I never asked the question. All right. Or Salakia, I did ask the question, but when I asked the question, what was told to me was, oh, just pray about it. Just pray on it. Salakia, Shemai, speak for a second. My mouse just went dead.
Okay. And the thing about those pastors, when you ask them questions, you'll see how quickly they don't have no answers for you. You know what I'm saying? So, and they supposed to make time for you and make time to answer your questions, but hell, they don't never have no answers, or they stuttering. They don't have no answers for the question. And also, it's funny how people like this can just make stuff up, like they seeking attention. You know what I'm saying? Because he on this, what, think 700 club, telling this lie like he been to hell. Like, come on now, man. These people, they trip me out.
Right.
For
In
real.
fact, we go. Wow, I let this mouse charge up a little bit. I tell you, technology. While I let this Salakia. While I let this mouse charge up a little bit, let's grab some precepts. In fact, let's get, because he's talking about hell. So I want you to give me Ecclesiasticus Sirach. Let me get Sirach. One, is it? I think it's 36. Let me double check to make sure. Sirach 39. Let me get Sirach 39 and start at 28.
All right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
Right, so we got to first understand that the Most High created everything, right? He created all of the spirits. And so in the Christian church, what they tell you is that there was a war in heaven, right? They tell you that in this war, and they tell you Lucifer. They say in this war, Lucifer, he fell and he drew a third of the angels with him. Right, these angels was fighting in heaven. They went bad. Lucifer wanted to be like the Most High. He wanted to become the Most High. So these angels went to war and they fought in heaven. But did Lucifer actually turn bad? Right? Did he actually say, "Oh, I want to be like the Most High"? Did he actually say, "You know what? I'm going to be greater than the Most High"? Right? It said, the Bible just said there be spirits that are created for vengeance. So the Most High, he created certain spirits to do certain things. Right? Read on.
which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
So first of all, these spirits that were created appease the wrath of him who made them, right? They appease the wrath of him that made them. So if the Most High, when he has no judgment or he's sending forth his wrath, these spirits that were created, they were created for this purpose. Right? Read on.
Verse 29. Fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance.
Let's jump to oh no, read on.
Verse 30. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction.
Come on.
They shall rejoice in his commandments, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word.
Right? When their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. So basically, they're going to do everything that the Most High tells them to do. Right? So we got to come out of the thought process thinking like, oh, Lucifer just rebelled. He was angry. Or he was jealous. He wanted to be like the Most High. That's not what the Bible is saying. That's not what the Bible teaches us. And we've learned from these other nations, one in particular, we've learned from this other nation about our book, and we've been indoctrinated into something, into an ideology that the Bible does not teach. The Bible does not say these things. All right. So just to recap really quick, go back and give me the book of Job. Just to recap.
First chapter.
Let me get the first chapter. Let me get Job 1 and start at 6, I think it is.
Yeah. It's the book of Job, chapter 1 and verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Most High, and Satan came also among them.
Right. So the sons of the Most High came to present themselves, and Satan came to present himself also. So now, question: if Satan is having to come and present himself to the Most High, how is it that he rebelled? He still has to come and present himself. So, like Sirach said, there's spirits created for certain instances, for certain reasons, to bring forth destruction. Right. Satan is an instrument of the Most High. He doesn't do what he wants to do. He does what the Most High tells him to, or what the Most High allows him to do. Point blank. Satan did not fall from heaven. Or Lucifer, well, who the church teaches Lucifer is, the church teaches you that Lucifer is Satan and that he failed. No, Satan did not fall from heaven. Satan does only what he is told to do. In fact, if you jump up in that verse, no, in fact, read the next verse.
Verse 7. And the Lord said unto Satan, which comest thou? Then Satan answered. The Lord said, answered and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
So now you see that he even has to answer to the Most High. He has to answer at the Most High. Hey, where you been at? You know, that's like me questioning my daughter who just walked in here trying to get me to let her go to the park. But that's like me. She been out somewhere, and she was supposed to be someplace else. And I'm like, yo, where you been at? Where you been? What you been doing? You know, that again, that right there shows the authority. That right there shows that there is a level, that there is an order to things. And that order has never been challenged. This order has been established. How can the creation challenge the creator? That makes no sense.
None at all.
So,
And where
come on, what you gonna say?
where is this underworld that he got dominion over? Like, why is he
Right.
going to heaven if he got dominion over this underworld?
That part.
Where they say they at, where the Christian church say he at.
Come on, that part. And we go chop all that up too. We go demolish that. So, after y'all put these precepts in your tool belt today, you should never have any question or doubt about heaven or hell again. And we dealing with hell right now, but it's the same thing for heaven, because the Christian church will tell you that once we die, when we go to heaven, right? First they tell you everybody go to a holding place, right? That's the first thing they tell you. Or everybody go to a holding place, all right? But they'll say that heaven is up in the sky. That's where heaven is going to be at. It's in the sky. Well, that's one heaven where the Most High is, right? The second heaven is the sky that we can look up at. And then the third heaven is a condition. It is a condition that you are in. That's another class too. We just go speak on hell today. Right? Right, called purgatory. That's right. They say, yeah, you're going to purgatory. All right. But so going back to, what I'm saying is why does Satan have to answer to the Most High? The Most High is questioning him, where you been at? I say to my daughter, where you been? What you been doing? Right? She has to answer me. She can't be like, oh, I ain't gonna answer you. What I gotta tell you for? If you got beef with somebody and you trying to overthrow them, and they come trying to check you, man, I wish somebody would try to check me, and we got beef with each other. Nah, man, it's always beef. It's on site, matter of fact. Back in my day, we used to say it was on site. It ain't no talking. It's on site. I see you, we knuckling up. Let's do it. But now here you got Satan, who supposedly caused a whole war in heaven where the Most High is. And I said this last time. What was the Most High doing? He was just sitting down, chilling, watching. Right? He caused a whole war, but now here he comes to report himself to the Most High. No, it don't work that way. All right? Satan was created, right? And he had to come and present himself just like everybody else. Read on.
Verse 8. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth?
Now look at this. Now look at this. Check this out. So like I said, Satan just don't have free will to go or free reign to just go and do whatever he wants to do. The Most High put Satan on Job. First he checked him. He was like, yo, where you been at? Satan had to answer him like, oh, I've been here. I've been there, doing what I do, just walking through. The Most High said, hey, have you considered Job? Right? The Most High put Satan on Job. It wasn't just Satan came up and was like, yo, let me get at him. You got this hedge of protection around him. I can't do nothing to him. Why don't you take that off? Let me get at him. But again, that even still shows the how Satan is subordinate to the Most High, from the fact that what the Most High first put him on him, then he said, well, you got this hedge of protection around him. I can't do nothing to him. Satan is subordinate. Okay. Right?
So like he equal or something.
Right. That's exactly what they think. Like Satan is equal to the Most High. And the Most High just, I don't know, overcame him or something. I don't know what they think. The doctrine is madness to me. And the crazy thing about it is I used to be in that doctrine. I was indoctrinated by this.
So like,
Come on.
they act like this a damn movie to the point where Satan is gonna get on the Most High, and then the Most High is gonna prevail at the end. You know, and then the credits gonna start coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like he's on any level of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? To even be fighting the Most High. You know
Mhm.
how they do in the movies where the good guy gets him, and then the bad guy comes back, and then the good guy almost dies, and he comes back and kills the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
they're like it's a damn movie.
Right. No, that's facts. That's facts. And in fact, that's what this pastor is talking about right here. This is like something that you'll see in a movie. Something that you'll hear about in a movie. You know, God sending them to hell. Him being in the spirit and going to hell. So I'm going to play this a little bit more.
And you're actually breathing in sulfur, and sulfur that's burning is actually toxic. So I wondered, how could it be alive breathing this toxic, foul air? But you continue living. There's not enough air to breathe either. So you have to fight and gasp for even the tiniest bit of oxygen.
What about water? No water.
There's not a drop of water. I was so thirsty. Just a drop would have been precious, like the rich man wanted in Luke 16, but you'll never get that drop. That rich man's still waiting for that drop.
Well, those people.
So according to him, the rich man is in hell. The rich man is in hell right now. Still waiting on that drop of water.
It's like it's funny how he was telling his story, and then the old white dude asked him about what about water. He just added it to his story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was so thirsty. Oh, I was so thirsty.
Right.
Get up out of here with that. Man.
Right. It's madness, man. It is straight up madness. Right. But let me grab another preset. Let me get 2nd Esdras. Chapter 14. In fact, no. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. Let me get 2 Peter 2 and 4. Let me get 2 Peter 2 and 4. Right. So we gotta really dismantle this belief and this thought process right now about hell and about the angels and about Satan and all of that. We really gotta dismantle this because it's been gone too far.
You said 2 and 4?
Con. Let me get 2 Peter 2 and 4.
This is the book of 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 4. For if Yahweh spare not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them into chains of darkness, to be reserved unto judgment.
Mm-hmm.
And spared not.
Go ahead, read on.
And spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness.
All right, now hold on right there. Right. So read that again for me one more time from the top.
The book of 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 5.
No, verse 4. Start at 4 again.
Verse 4. Okay, starting at verse 4. For if Yahweh spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell.
All right, so first of all, let's ask this question. Can angels sin? In the chat, is it possible for angels to sin? And so this is where all this Greek ideology and mythology and all this stuff starts working its way in. Can angels sin? Can angels break the law of the Most High? Is that possible? Right. Right, that's a fact. In fact, let me get Psalms. Let me get Psalms 78 and 49. Is that what I want? That's not what I want. That's not what I want. Let's see. We just is I want Psalms, but I don't think that's the verse that I want though. Give me Psalm 78 and read 49.
It's the book of Psalms chapter 78 and verse 49. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and troubled by sending evil angels among them.
Okay, yeah, that's not the one I wanted. That's it. Psalms 103. Psalms 103 and verse 20.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 103 and verse 20. Bless the Lord, ye his angels, and exceed in strength, that do his commandments.
All right, the angels do his commandments. Ain't no angel sinning against the Most High. It's not happening. So again, so we gotta go through the Bible precept upon precept. So if it's saying something, let's go back to 2 Peter 2 and 4 again.
It's the book of 2 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 4. For if Yahweh spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell.
All right, so it says Yahweh spared not the angels that sin. Angels can't sin. So who is this talking about? Who are these angels that sin? It said he cast them down to hell. Right? So now again, we're stuck here because is that hell? Is that in the earth? Is that a hell in the earth where now they're just down there and they're waiting for people to die to torment them? Right? In fact, grab me Jude 1 and 6. Because this is basically going to be saying the same thing. While we waiting for the brother that
You didn't say
yeah,
Judas, you said Jude.
Jude. Nah, yeah, it's like Jude. That's a good precept right there too. That Buzzy y'all put up there. All right. That's a great precept. I ain't even had that one. But that is a great precept. No. All right. You got that, Jude?
Yeah. It's the book of Jude, verse 6. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he has reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day.
Right. So these angels that kept not their first estate, it says that he has reserved in chains unto judgment. He's reserved them for chains, reserved them in chains, in darkness unto judgment. Okay, but we just read in Psalms that the angels can't sin. So what angels is this talking about? This is talking about us. This is talking about Israel. All right. Give me the book of Genesis 6 and 2. I know we went here before last time, but we got to get it again. Because y'all, this is for all those that be in them books too, man. Them, the book of Enoch, reading them weird books. Y'all got to come out of that.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 6 and verse 2. That the sons of Yahweh saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose.
Mm-hmm. It
and
said
the
that
Most High,
sons of the Most High saw the daughters of men. Now, the same thing that's been going on today, it was happening back then. And now this goes into a little bit of a deeper understanding, probably that we'll get in on one class, but it wasn't just Adam and Eve that was on the earth. Those weren't the only two people. It wasn't Adam, Eve, and Cain, Abel, and then Seth. It was nations of people on the earth. And so these sons of the Most High, these were actually those that was born through the line of Seth. That's all it's talking about. Those that were born through the line of Seth. And the sons of the Most High, those that came through that line, through that lineage, they saw the daughters of men. They was looking at the women of these other nations the same way many of you Negroes do today. You look at the Moabites, you look at Elam, right? You look at all these other different women and you think that they're exotic. Oh, they're so exotic. And then you want to go and start messing around with these women. This was the same thing that was happening. The sons of the Most High was looking at these other women from other nations and they was going off with them. Give me the book of 1 Ezra, chapter 8 and verse 70. It's the same thing. There's nothing new under the sun. What was happening then is still happening today. We never learned we still ain't learned a lesson. Why I say we still ain't learned a lesson? Because we still got brothers fighting over chairs.
Yeah. It's the book of 1 Ezra, chapter 8 and verse 7. For Ezra has very great skill, so
No,
that he omitted.
Salakia, 70.
Oh, 870. Okay. It's the book of 1 Ezra, chapter 8 and verse 70. For both they and their sons had married with their daughters, and the holy seed is mixed with the strange people of the land.
See, the holy seed is mixed with the strange people of the land. Right? That's the exact same thing. When it says, hey, the sons of the Most High saw the daughters of men. That holy seed was mingled. It was mixed. Right? And we're still mixing the seed. Hey, brothers don't understand. Your seed is holy. Right? Your seed is set apart. Brothers would take more caution about who they deal with if they start to understand and realize, yo, I just can't be dropping my seed anywhere. I can't just be giving my seed to anybody. Right? That's holy seed. Right? Give me Ezra 9 and 2. But see, the problem is, like I said, we've been in this westernized mindset. We've been in a westernized thought process. And over here, especially in Mystery Babylon, where they call this place a melting pot, where everybody can just come together. Oh, we got this nation, that nation, yeah, and we just do what we want.
So you want Ezra?
Babylon, yeah, Ezra.
Okay.
Ezra 9 and 2. That's why Ezra know that America is Mystery Babylon. Come on, bring that out.
It's the book of Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 2. For they have taken of their daughters for themselves and for their sons, so that the holy seed have mingled to themselves with the people of those lands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the hand of princes and rulers have been chief in these trespasses.
Right? Hey, man, you wasn't supposed to go off and start doing that. You wasn't supposed to take their daughters. You wasn't supposed to give their daughters to your sons. You weren't supposed to give your sons to their daughters. Hey, what happened with what did Reuben, was it Reuben and Simeon? Who was that in Genesis when Dahlia went off and got with the other man of the other nation?
Oh, that was,
and they went and killed off all the dudes.
And when that Levi and Reuben?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Levi. I know it was Levi for a fact. I know it was Levi, and I think it was Reuben too.
No, Levi and Simeon, I think. Yeah, I think it was Levi.
Yeah. Levi and Simeon. There you go. Levi and Simeon. Right? Hey, they did a righteous thing though. Hey, man, dude came and defiled their sister. And it's like, no, man, this dude that came and defiled our sister ain't supposed to be with this dude. and they went off and slaughtered them. Man, but so the whole point was
wasn't playing no games.
Right, none at all. Right, so let's go back to Genesis 6:2 again. Right, because the sons of the Most High, that's talking about the line of Seth. It's not talking about angelic beings. Even angel just mean messenger when you look at it. That's all.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6 and verse 2. That the sons of Yahweh saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years.
Now, Salakia. Now, if this was an angel, an so-called angel, why is the next verse he's talking about my spirit shall not always strive with man? If the angels came out down and did it. Because when I was in church, that's what I was taught. I was always taught, hey, the angels, they put on fleshly bodies and came down from heaven and slept with the women. In fact, when I was a little kid, my mama, she had a Jehovah's Witness book. I don't know. It was a yellow book. I don't know if any of y'all ever remember this. Some of y'all that maybe go back to my time a little bit. But they had those yellow Jehovah's Witnesses books. And in this story, they had the women down on the earth and they had angels up in the sky, like sitting on top of the clouds, looking down, looking at the women, with these grins on their face. So we've, through Christianity, have been taught that literal angels came down from heaven and slept with women. But if that's the case, again, why don't we see a judgment on those angels right then and there in this same chapter? We see the judgment on men because the Most High says, my spirit will not always strive with man. He doesn't say with these angels, right? Read on.
Verse 4, there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown.
Right? It said the same became mighty men. It said they was giants, right? Men of renown. All right, give me Sirach 16 and 7. All right. Now, again, Christianity gonna make you think that it's 30-foot men walking around. That's what Christianity will tell you. But that's not what the Bible is saying.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 16 and verse 7. He was not pacified towards the old giants, who fell away in the strength of their foolishness.
Right? Said they fell away. So these old giants, not men that's 30 foot tall, right? But they fell away. This is what all of this is talking about. It's talking about men. It's talking about men who were doing what was not commanded of them. It wasn't commanded of them to go and just start sleeping with all these other women. They fell away. They went out of understanding.
Salaki.
Come on.
And I think the key word is men of renown, because the giants that they talking about, the men, were men of renown. And then you link that up with verse 7. They fell away for their foolishness. So,
right.
I mean, that should have tell you right there, those ain't angels.
Exactly. So let's go back. What was that? Was that 2 Peter? Or we had let's go back to 2 Peter 2 and 4 again.
Get back to it.
Let's talk. So now that we know that these angels aren't the angelic angels, I use that for lack of a better word. But these angels are men. All right, read that.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 4. For if Yahweh spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell.
Right. So who was it that sinned? It was the men, right? It was the sons of the Most High, right? Through the line of Seth, right? He spared not them, but he cast them down. And that goes on to even after the flood, because then you had another chosen line. You had Shem, who through Shem came who? Abraham. Through Abraham came who? Isaac. Through Isaac came who? Jacob, right? You have this chosen line. You have Israel, who was given the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. Nobody else could break that covenant that was made, because that covenant was only made with Israel, right? So it said, if he spared not them angels, read on.
But cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness.
Right.
To
Now
be
let's get that.
reserved.
Let's get that where he cast them down to hell. He spared not the angels, but cast them down to hell. Give me Lamentations 2:1.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 2 and verse 1. How has the Lord covered the daughters of Zion with a cloud in his anger, and a cast down from heaven unto the earth the beauty of Israel, and remembered not his footstool in the day of his anger.
Right. So, hey, that's him casting down those angels, right? Israel. He said he cast them down from heaven. How did Israel get cast down from heaven? When did Israel get cast down from heaven? Right? At what point in time was Israel in? If we know that heaven is a condition, when was Israel in heaven? Right? In the chat. When was Israel in heaven? Was Israel actually, like the brothers put up earlier, in the stratosphere? Was Israel in the third heaven where the Most High resides? All right, we got the Garden of Eden. All right. So Adam was cast down from that paradise. Eden was paradise. He was cast down. Right. And then you also got the time period when King David was in rulership. They was making songs about King David, about the 10,000s that he was slaying.
Yeah, Samuel, yeah.
Right? Hey, we were in a position of power. King David, King Solomon, we was in positions of power. Everybody was going to King Solomon. King Solomon, what? The man had over 700 wives, man. The wisest man on the earth. Wasn't nobody messing with Israel during this time. Man, that was heaven for us. Right? But we got cast down. We lost that position of rulership. That was heaven. We lost that position of authority. We lost that position of power. So we was cast down to earth. We was brought to a lower state. What's that? Is it Psalms 34 where it says, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death"? Grab that for me. If y'all know it in the chat, post that precept up in the chat too. If anybody know that one. Right? But we were brought to a lower state.
29.
Oh, 23. Proverbs 23.
Yeah. 23.
Con, the water.
Yeah. Psalm 23.
Uh-huh.
verse 4. Yet through I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil.
He said,
For
though I
thou art
walk
with
through
me.
the valley of the shadow of death. What's a valley? What's a valley? A valley is a low point, right? We was brought from a high point. We was brought from a higher state down to a lower state. It said, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Right? We were brought down. So that being in chains in hell until judgment, right? That's not angelic beings, that's us. Because right now we are still in hell. This is hell. The fact that I got to answer to these white people, and I'm just gonna say it plain. I got to answer to them. I got to check into them. Where you at? What you doing? You know, I work virtually, but believe you me, they always on my line about something. Why you not in this virtual room? Why you not in that virtual room? You know, constantly. I hate dealing with these people. Right? Give me Sirach. No, not Sirach, not Sirach. Because we already brought that out about the Most High creates spirits to carry out his vengeance, right? To appease his wrath. We already got that. So give me the book of Psalms. Let's go back to that now. Psalm 78 and 49. Hey, Baz, y'all know what I'm talking about. Man, always on the brother line. Hey, they still be like that too. Why you not in the Zoom? Why you not in the Zoom?
You said 48?
Nah, 78 and 49.
The book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 49. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them.
Right? So he sends evil angels amongst them. Now these are now go to 1 Kings. 1 Kings 20. Hold on, let me make sure that's what I want. Right? He sends evil angels. Now, where these evil angels come from? Because the Christian church go tell you again that they in hell. So if they in hell, how's he sending evil angels then? You know, they don't. It don't make no sense when you let them give you the breakdowns and the understanding of this. 22, Salakia. 1 Kings 22, and actually start at 19.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 22, and verse 19. And he said, Hear thou therefore the word of the Most High. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord said, Who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said, On this manner, and another said, On that manner.
Right. Something now he's saying, who go down and persuade Ahab? And again, now he got the whole host of heaven. Now remember, the Most High created all these spirits. Created spirits for vengeance to appease his wrath. He got the whole host of heaven. He got some on the right hand side. He's got some on the left hand side. And then he's saying, who's going to go down and persuade Ahab? And now they talking. And like, well, you know, one of them was like, well, you know what, I can do this. And then another one's like, well, you know what I can do this. Right? Read on.
Verse 21. And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him.
Come on.
And the Lord said unto him, Wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets.
Mm.
And he said, Thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so.
Right. So you got this spirit, right, that comes forth and says, I'll go and I'll be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. So again, why isn't this one down in hell too then? If he's going out, he's being a lying spirit, right? But the Most High says, go ahead. You know, you're gonna prevail. Go down there and do what you do. So the Most High created all these things, and he still has these spirits, these same spirits are still with him, carrying forth his what's the word that I'm looking for? Not judgment, but his will. Right? They're performing his will. The Most High said, I create light, I create darkness. I do all these things because he created all of these spirits. Now, go to what did I want? Go to 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians 4:4. We'll get this one more time, and then we'll jump into that Lazarus.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 4 and verse 4. It stood up on 12 oxen. They're looking toward the north, and they're looking toward the west, and they're looking toward the south, and they're looking towards the east. And the sea was set above upon them.
That's
and
2
all their
Corinthians.
Oh damn, Corinthians. I'm in Chronicles.
Right. And then so again, we had kind of touched on the Lazarus last time. So I said that we just wanted to finish off this class, and then we'll go through that, and then we'll shut it down.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 4 and verse 4. And whom the God of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Yahushua, Mashiach, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine upon them.
Now, man, there's a lot of meat in that verse right there. But the key thing that I want to point out, in fact, no, we're gonna deal with the whole thing. It said the God of this world. Right? So who's the God of this world? All right. So now, if it's saying the God of this world, then is Paul saying now that he's equal with the Most High because he's the God of this world? Right? And if he is the God of this world, which I agree, but I thought he was in hell. I thought he was chained up. I thought he was bound with the other angels who he drew from heaven. Right? You got to ask your Christian pastors to make it make sense. If he's in hell, bound up with his angels until the judgment, how is he the God of this world? And how is he still out here causing all kind of havoc and ruckus? That don't make no sense.
Not at
right?
all.
In fact, let me get Matthew 10:28 one more time just for good measure. To prove that these angels that were bound in this so-called hell is not actual literal angels.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are able to kill the soul, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
Kind. That's actually not the precept that I wanted, but that is that's still a good precept. because it said, "Fear not them that are able to kill the body." Right. So what do Christians say happens to you when you die? What do Christians say happen to you when you die? Christians will say the devil and his angels are bound up in hell, but say it's the mean old devil that gave him high. That's right. Hey, that's giving them way too much power. That is giving them way too much power. You know, and again, what did we read in Job? We read in Job that, hey, Satan has no power but what the Most High gives him. Yeah. You got high blood pressure, you got gout, diabetes. More than likely, it's as a result of what you doing, because you not keeping commandments.
Yeah, it's not. It's the devil, not you, breaking the commandments.
Right. The devil made me do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, let me get 2 Samuel chapter 22, and we're gonna start at verse 2. Because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to show that hell is a condition. So when we talk about hell, and I kind of got away from it, but when we talk about hell is either the grave, hell is a condition, or hell is destruction. It's one of those three. It's the grave, it's a condition, or it's destruction. It is not a place in the middle of the earth where your soul goes. It's not that. All right. Let's read that.
You said 22 and 2?
Con.
It's the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 22 and verse 2. And he said, "The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer. The God of my rock, in him will I trust. He is my shield and the horn of my salvation, my high tower, my high refuge, my savior. Thou savest me from violence."
Right. Who is this speaking? In the chat, throw it in there. Who is speaking right now? Right? Read it again.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 22 and verse 2. And he said, "The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. The God of my rock, in him will I trust. He is my shield and the horn of my salvation, my high tower, my refuge, my savior. Thou savest me from violence."
Right. So it's David. It's David speaking. Right. This is David, a man after the Most High's own heart. Right. Read on.
Verse 4. "I will call on the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies.
Come on.
When the waves of death compass me, the floods of ungodly men make me afraid. The sorrows of hell compassed me about. The snares of death prevented me."
He said, "The sorrows of hell compassed me about." Right now, what is David writing about right now? What is he speaking on when he's talking about the sorrows of hell? First of all, did David ever go to hell? Right. When David died, did he go to hell? No, that should. Well, let me just ask that question: did David ever go to hell? Khan or La'ah, right? La'ah. He never went to hell. What is he talking about? Right here. What was going on? Right here when he's speaking on this. He said, "The sorrows of hell compassed me about." Said, "The snares of death prevented me." Right? Read verse 7.
Verse 7. "In my distress I called unto the Lord."
Right? It gives you the Salakia. It gives you the answer right there. He says, "In my distress I called on the Lord." Right? This was a condition that he was in. David was being haunted. Right? They was trying to kill him. They was trying to take the man's life. And he said, in my distress, I called upon the Lord. He said, the sorrows of hell compassed me about. That this was a condition that David was in. See, many of us today don't understand the condition that we are actually in. We don't understand that our people are in hell. The condition that we live in right now. The fact that we got to turn to another nation to get EBT because we don't have no food in the damn house. Because we got our kids starving. And then you know what's even crazier than that is the food that you can get or the food that they make affordable is the same food that's killing you. So now, yeah, you got your EBT, but what are you buying? You're buying junk. You're buying food that's been processed. You're putting all of this bad nutrition into your body. We are living in hell right now. When you can hear gunshots going off routinely, you are living in hell. Hey, me and the brother Gary, we was out in after camp. We went to Oakland. If y'all are on the other channel, I put up a small clip, or what do they call that? The short. I put up a short of us out there in Oakland, and you can see prostitutes walking all up and down the block. I mean, with no clothes on, or just in a bra and panties. Hey, shalom to the brother. Hey, this is the Adam from the Malachium. Hey, we be holding camp with. We had a mighty camp with the brothers. Love linking up with these brothers, man. Good brothers, mighty in the spirit. But like going back to what I was saying is we are in hell where we can walk up a block and see our sisters out whoring themselves. They had a sign. That said, I ain't gonna say it, but P for $100 on the fence right outside of the liquor store. On the fence right outside of the liquor store. Right? We are in hell where you can see the females, you know, they might be congregating together for a minute, and then you'll see the pimp come out, and then you see them all scatter. We can't get caught just standing around. We got to get that money. You just see them all scatter like roaches when the light come on. Or the fact that we could be living in the house. Hey, when I was a kid, I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I'll open up a cereal box and there'd be a dead roach up in there. That was me growing up as a kid, or going over to some of my partner's house. I don't know about y'all, but when I grew up, sometimes it was all bad. I had to eat syrup sandwiches because we didn't have food in the house. 2 pieces of bread and some syrup and call it a wrap. You know, that's all we had. Or I don't know about y'all, or if y'all grew up like this, but eating fried bologna. That's how, right? I grew up like that. Fried bologna. This is hell. Right? Hey, the brother said cereal with water. Come on. Hey, this is hell. This is hell that we are living in. The fact that all of our people only strive to make it into the NBA or into the NFL. Don't do nothing else. Or just want to be 50 years old still trying to put out Gangster rap. 50 years old, still in pictures, giving the middle finger with their pants hanging down. Hey, we just seen a brother not too long ago. The brother had his pants all the way down underneath his butt. We yell at, hey, brother, pull up your pants, bruh. I mean, why do men want to do that? And I ain't gonna lie, man, I used to do it too. I ain't used to do it to that extent. I wasn't to that extreme where it's all the way underneath their dang butt, man. Right? This is hell. When we got to have funerals for 16-year-olds and for 18-year-olds and for 20-year-olds because they gang banging. And we out here in these streets killing ourselves. This is hell. The white neighborhoods ain't dealing with that. They're not going through what we go through in these streets. They're not going through it. We are the ones that is in hell right now to this day. But our people need to understand and realize that and wake up and turn back to these commandments. Turn back to these laws. Plain and simple. All right, let me get one more and then we'll wrap it up with this on Lazarus real quick. Let me get Second Chronicles 7 and 14. He said, I had so much fried bologna as a child, I stopped eating bologna before the truth. Khan, all praises to the Most High.
You ain't lying, bro. The book of Second Chronicles, chapter 7 and verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin.
Right.
And will heal their land.
Khan, he said, if my people will turn from their wicked ways. So the first, there's a process. We have to turn from our wicked ways. We have to stop doing those things that are abominable to the Most High. And humble ourselves and pray and seek his face. Right? That's what we have to do. But our people are so brainwashed with this Christianity ideology, Christian ideology, that I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is believe in Jesus and I'm good. And they believe that we're not in hell.
Yeah. And when I mess up, just say, Lord, forgive me.
That's all I got to do. Forgive me, Lord. I'm sorry. And then next week, do it again.
Yeah.
That's what our people do. Let me get and Khan, I want to talk about that because the brother, he wasn't 50, he was 70. We was at camp. A 70-year-old came out, like you said, talking about the chakras, still trying to play us his mixtape. 70 years old. I'm like, come on, elder, you got to be doing better than this. All right, but I mean that's the madness, man. That's the madness. Let me get Ecclesiastes. In fact, before you get Ecclesiastes, give me 2nd Ezra 14 and 35. People, we're in hell. All right? Our Christian brothers, sisters, mamas, cousins who think that we're not in hell right now, who think that, all I got to do is believe in Jesus and when I die, I go to heaven, or I go to wherever it is that the souls go before they go to heaven. No, in fact, it ain't no place where the souls go. They think that when you die, you go to heaven. You're in heaven. Right? How many funerals have you been to where they talking about, rest in heaven? It'd be the worst niggas that people would be talking about, he in heaven. In what heaven? Knowing, man, this fool done killed 5 people, drive-bys, sold dope, robbed people, didn't take care of his kids. Oh, rest in heaven. I know I'm gonna see him again. You goddamn right you gonna see him again. Keep on eating that pork. All right, read that for me.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14, and verse 35. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again, and then shall the names of the righteous be manifest.
It said, after death shall the judgment come. Right? After death shall the judgment come. Read.
And the works of the ungodly shall be declared.
Right? Now go to Ecclesiastes 6 and 10. Hey, Lady Coach. Oh, okay. You said how? I thought you was over there cutting up, calling people out their name. Lady Coach, I was about to put you on timeout, but you got it. All right. Go ahead.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 6 and verse 10. That which has been is named already, and it is known that it is man. Neither may he contend with him
where you at?
that is mightier than he.
Where you at?
You was breaking up. I didn't read. Ecclesiastes 6 and 10.
Okay, that might not have been what I wanted. Hold on, let me go check that out real quick. I might have called for the wrong precept. Lady Coach, what you talking about? Huh? I hope you behaving in the chat. All right. What I said? I said 6 and 10. Is that what I want? Nah, lie. That's not what I wanted. I put the wrong precept. Give me 3. Let me get Ecclesiastes 3. And I'll start at verse 15.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and verse 15. That which has been is now, and that which is to be has already been.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahweh required that which is past.
Come on.
And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there.
And so the place of where is judgment? Where does judgment happen at? All right. Where does judgment happen at? It's first verse 15. It says that which has been is now, and that which is to be have already been. All right, because it is nothing new under the sun.
Okay.
And so then it says, and moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. So where does judgment happen at? All right, judgment takes place here. Mm-hmm. Hey, you remember the story, or when the disciples went to Yahushua and they said, "Hey, who sinned? Was it this man's parents or was it him?"
Talking about the blind man?
Yeah, Khan. In fact, you got that? That's right. Hey, it's a delay in the chat. So when y'all put it up, it is a delay, right? So judgment is under the sun, man. And so this is, the disciples understood, and this is going to something else. We ain't gonna deal with it. But the disciples understood about regeneration, right? That's why they asked, "Hey, who was it that sinned? Was it this man or was it his parents?"
Or when Yahweh shall ask who they say I am.
Mm-hmm.
So
right? Exactly. So judgment is under the sun. So now if judgment is under the sun, why then is people going into the earth to be burned and tormented? by the same demons that's on the earth, tormenting people. Hey, do y'all stop to think about that? So it's demons on the earth tormenting people, and then it's demons in hell tormenting people. And then there's demons that got chains on them that can't do nothing until judgment. Right? Y'all got to start asking y'all pastors these questions. Right? Tell them to make it make sense. Officer Kadar, what you want in John 9? I think he wants John 9 and 1. Let's get that. Let's get that. John 9 and 1. And then we can get that what Tawabia called out, that Ecclesiastes 12 and 7.
Oh, okay. It's the book of John, chapter 9, verse 1. And as Yahushua passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? And Yahushua answered, neither have this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of Yahweh should be made manifest in
right.
him.
So they was asking, hey, who sinned? Was it him? Now the dude was born blind. He was born blind. They knew he was born blind. But they asking who sinned. Was it him or was it his parents? Right? Because judgment happens where? Judgment happens under the sun. Lady Culture, what is... Yeah. Elders, deacons, don't just blame the pastors. You're right. I blame them all. I blame them all. I blame them all. But specifically, before the elders, before the deacons, come the pastors. Right? Because the pastors is the ones that go to cemetery school. The pastors are the ones who stand in the pulpit every Sunday teaching the flock. They're the so-called teachers. So it starts with the head. Right? That's why it says in Isaiah, the whole head is sick. Leadership is sick. Leadership is off. That's where it starts from. It starts from leadership. And not to be carnal, but again, I'm from Detroit. Hey, Big Meech was one time talking about how he's a good leader. And because he's a good leader, it shows amongst his crew, amongst all the men that he dealt with. He was talking about how nobody was trying to rob each other. Nobody was trying to get over on each other. Was saying because he's a good boss. He's a good leader, right? Now that's carnal. That's in the world. So it's the same thing. So if the whole head is sick, what do you think is going to be coming down to the congregation? If the head is sick, right? If the because there's an order. If the head honcho is teaching men wrong, and they learn it from him instead of really doing their own due diligence, right? It's going to be that same word that's passed along. Now, I'll give you a prime example. Again, I said that I was once in the Christian church. I was once a junior minister in the Christian church. My senior pastor, who was a bishop, an ordained bishop, who I was sitting under learning from, this man taught me nothing. It wasn't until I was actually just reading, going through the Bible on my own, and happened to come across, a video one day, and that's all praise to the Most High. Kahalalaya, Yahweh, the water, that I came across that video because I never watched nothing on Hebrew Israelites before, but I came across a video and I'm watching it and I'm like, damn. In fact, the video, I can't even remember that damn daggone video, but I came across it and I'm listening and I'm watching the brothers, and the first thing in my head was like, man, y'all some Pharisees. That's the first thing that in my head. I'm like, man, these Negroes is Pharisees, modern day Pharisees. But I kept on watching and kept on listening. All praise to the Most High. He gave me ears to hear. I started listening. I'm like, damn, you know what? That kind of makes sense though. And what I do, I went to my bishop and I asked him about it. And the nigga had the nerve to tell me it wasn't nothing wrong with what the brothers were saying. He said he just didn't like the fact that they didn't say it in love. Yo, you know, them's walking papers. How you okay with teaching false doctrine? And you know it, but you're okay with that because the whole head is sick. So it's not just the deacons, it's not just the elders, right? It's that whole system. That's why we got to bring it down. That's why in almost all of them, not all the time, but in the majority of the videos that I do, I'm coming against the Christian church. Because the Christian church is leading the sheep astray. And we got to correct it. Right? So grab that or read that Ecclesiastes 7 for me.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto Yahweh who gave it.
Right, the spirit returns to the Most High who gave it, and then, right, those spirits are regenerated, right? Because judgment is under the sun. The spirits, if you was a wicked spirit, you're not going into the center of the earth being tormented where it smells like sulfur and you're so thirsty and you can't scream, but you're talking to people. Makes no sense, right? That's not what's happening. All right, judgment is under the sun. But that being said, let's grab this precept for the sister. Give me that. Sirach 10 and 1 through 3. Scribe that precept.
Good precept.
Hey, Brother Gary, that's right too. That's exactly right. That's what we are doing. That's what we're doing, brother.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 10, starting at verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of his city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
Right.
Verse 3. An unwise king destroyed his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
Man, hey, sister, that was the perfect precept for that. That's the perfect precept because again, it's the pastors, and it starts at the top. It starts at the top, point blank, and then that's gonna filter through, right? That's what I want. Let's go ahead. Let's go jump to Luke 16. Who's the sleeper? What you talking about, Lady Culture? Who's Jesus? I don't know that man. I don't know who Jesus is.
Yeah, I don't know him either.
You got to enlighten us on that one because we don't know that person. All right. Let's get that. Luke 16. Luke 16.
It's on the top?
No. Let's start at verse 19. Start at verse 19. Let's pick it up there. And
the book of Luke.
Come on.
The book of Luke, chapter 16, verse 19. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day.
All right. So again, that purple, that fine linen, again, that's the Pharisees. All right. This rich man is the Pharisees. This is who this is talking about. In fact, let's real quick go to Luke 18 and start at verse 9.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 18, verse 9. And he spake this parable unto certain which trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others.
Mm-hmm. Read.
Two men went up into the temple to pray, and the one a Pharisee and the other a publican.
Come on.
The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself, Yahweh, I thank thee that I am not as other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this publican.
Right. So, hey, these are the Pharisees, right? These were your Pharisees. They thought highly of themselves. You know, they were prideful. You know, you got the one talking about here. Hey, I'm glad I ain't like this cat over here. Let's go back to Luke 16 again. Luke 16 and 19. And I gave you guys the precepts for these the last time we did it.
The book of Luke, chapter 16 and verse 19. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate, full of sores.
Right, and that Lazarus is a representation of the nation of Israel, right? Of the nation of Israel that were in a poor state, right? It says that they went which was laid at his gate full of sores, right? We covered what that full of sores was in that last class. If you don't remember, check out that video again. All right, read on.
Verse 21. And desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores.
Right, so that licking of the sores, I know last time I kind of went into how the Pharisees did at in some way give the people the law, right? But it's also going into the other nations as well too, about them other nations coming up, you know, like for instance, like now how again going into the fact like the EBT, you know, things like that, you know, looking at his sores, right? Oh, and in fact, real quick, I want to throw this in here because the brother posted a video about they're doing 3D meat. So we got to be careful about what we eating. And he brought up a point, Captain Aharon. He brought up a point. They're doing 3D meat where they're making meat. But now, if it's made meat, how can it possibly really have fins and scales? If it's printed meat. You see, man, like, you know, I really didn't process that part of it when I saw it. I'm like, damn, man, not these devils making meat, amongst other things. But anyhow, read on.
Verse 21. And desiring to be fed with verse 22. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried.
All right, so real quick. So Yahushua is giving a parable, right? So again, we kind of talked about what a parable is, but this story is a parable first and foremost. So what is a parable? A parable is a simple story used to illustrate a spiritual lesson. It's a story that is used to illustrate a lesson. That damn devil in the video was talking about, yeah, the rich man is still waiting on some water, right? When he was talking about how thirsty he was down in hell. No, there's not an actual rich man that's still waiting for a drop of water from Lazarus. All right. This is a parable. All right. So when it's talking about and he was the beggar died and was carried by the angel into Abraham's bosom. What is Abraham's bosom? Real quick. Who can tell me what Abraham's bosom is in the chat? What is Abraham's bosom in the chat? He said they're doing the same thing with vegetables. I know. Hey, And for real, it's time that brothers, sisters, we start growing our own food. I know, and I got to look into the laws again. But I know out here in California, they was trying to do something where you couldn't. It was so much seeds that you can actually buy or something like that. But hey, we got to get on that. We got to grow our own food. We got to start becoming self sustained. All right. So what is Abraham's bosom? All right. So Kazakia says the Most High's rest. Okay, Khan. Anybody else got anything? What Abraham's bosom is? All right. So Abraham's bosom is basically just kind of talking, which is the Most High's rest. Is talking to the promises, right? It's talking to the promises that was given to Abraham. All right, that's what it's dealing with. Okay, that's what it means by he went on. The angels carried him into Abraham's bosom, right? Into those promises that was given to Abraham. All right, read on.
Verse 23. And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeing Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom.
Right now now let me ask you, do you really think that someone that's in hell is going to be able to look and see heaven, be able to look and see paradise from where they at, and then be able to sit up there and have a conversation? Right, read on.
Verse 24. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame.
Read.
But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented.
Right. And so again, so what's that's going back into? That's going back into just like we read in chapter what was that 18, where he was talking about, hey, I got this, I'm glad I'm not like this. I'm not like this beggar. Right. That's why it says, hey, it's easier for a camel to fit through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into heaven. Right. Because hey, when you get too rich and you get too much money, use those things that, what's the word I'm looking for? In fact, I use this saying. Y'all ever heard the saying where money doesn't change you, it makes you who you actually are? Right? Money doesn't change you. You was always that. Now you just have the means to do the things that you want to do. That's why, hey, if y'all remember that Juvenile song from way back in the day where it said acting like a nigga that they never had, right? So now they done come into some money, and now they're the people who they've always been, right? So this is what it's talking about when he says, hey, yeah, come on.
That's like people that like right now they want to live their best life and get all the good things now.
Right.
And then in the end, in the second life, they're gonna get the evil things. And like, say for instance, us that's walking this righteous path, Lord willing, we be in that number. We gonna get the good things. Right. We may be tormented here for now, but we working to get those good things in the second life. So.
Right. That's a fact. And it is torment, man. It's torment. For real. Dealing with these people, man, like I said, sitting up there worrying about where you gonna get the money to pay this bill or pay that bill. Cost of living steadily going up. steadily going up, man, and they ain't trying to increase no wages. Man, it's crazy. It is really crazy, right? But go ahead, keep read on next verse.
Verse 26. And besides all this, between us and you there is a great gulf fixed,
Mm-hmm.
so that they which would pass from hence to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that would come from thence.
Right, now this is the verse I want.
Verse 27. Then he said, I pray thee therefore, Father, that thou wouldest send him to my father's house. For
Uh-huh.
I have 5 brethren, that he may testify unto them, lest they also come into this place of torment. Abraham said unto him, they have Moses and the prophets. Let them hear them.
Right. Hey, so what is that saying right there? When he says they have Moses and the prophets, let them hear them. What is that saying? So who's the rich man? Again, we already know, but is the rich man another nation? La'ah. Is the rich man Edomites? La'ah. Is the rich man Ishmael, Elam, Moab, La'ah? Right? It said they have Moses and the prophets. Who has Moses and the prophets? Only Israel. Again, the whole Bible deals with Israel. The whole Bible only applies to Israel. And that's a great precept, Garrett. So what profit a man to gain the whole world only to lose his soul? That's right. What is the profit of man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? Was it? And we talked about this last time. What is the profit of man to become the richest paid football player? What you gonna do with all that money, bruh? You go fall into your own devices. Like what's the quarterback from Texas? Play for Houston. Well, he ain't with him no more. He used to be with him. The brother.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson. Nigga going out there getting all these massage therapists left to his own devices. He think now he got money, he can do whatever he want to do. And look what it got him. Man, so I mean, man, that is what that is. But anyhow, hey, hell again, because we went well over. Hell again is only a condition. Well, Salakia, hell is the grave. It's a condition, or it's destruction. All right. Hell is the grave, a condition, or it's destruction. All right. Ishmael, 12 princes, the clans over the tribes. All right, Lady Coach, I don't know what you're talking about right now. I really ain't been keeping up with it in the chat. Hey, but on the next Wild Out Wednesday, if you want to come on and you want to discuss something or you have any questions, we'd love to have you. All right, we'd love to have you. All right, but other than that, hey, can we get that verse, Daniel? Daniel 7 and 18, Baba Cashapp. That's my favorite verse. I can't wait for that. I really can't. I'm so sick of this place.
You ain't lying. The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Khan, all praises to the Most High. And with that, hey, we shutting down again. To water everybody for checking in. And we'll see y'all on the next. Tomorrow night, Thursday night live. And then Saturday morning brew, Shabbat morning brew. All right, check into those classes. Go if you haven't subscribed to our other channels, go subscribe. It's good content coming out. Hey, ATL has been putting out some fire videos. So go subscribe to Anointed House of Saints Atlanta and subscribe to Anointed House of Saints, San Francisco. And with that, hey, shalom.
This is not a test.
Thank you.